David and Goliath, the boy who faced a giant, a powerful retelling of faith, courage, and destiny. Long ago, in the ancient land of Israel, the sun rose over a dry valley between two hills. On one side stood the army of the Philistines, fierce, ruthless, and ready for war. On the other, the Israelites, weary and terrified. Between them, a deadly silence. Then came a voice that shattered the morning air. "I am Goliath of Gath. Choose a man to fight me. If he kills me, we will serve you. But if I kill him, you will serve us." The words echoed through the valley, striking fear into every heart. Goliath was no ordinary man. He stood almost 10 feet tall, wearing armor that glimmered like bronze fire under the sun. A spear rested in his hand. Its tip alone weighed more than a soldier's sword. For 40 days, morning and evening, Goliath shouted his challenge, but no one dared to face him. Far away from the battlefield, a young shepherd named David tended his father's flock. He was the youngest of 8 sons of Jesse, the least likely to be called a warrior. But while he watched over the sheep, he sang songs to God. He wrote psalms under the stars and learned to use his sling to protect his flock from lions and bears. David had a peaceful heart, but within him burned the courage of a lion. One day, Jesse said to him, "Take this food to your brothers who are in battle. See how they are doing and bring back news." David packed the food and set out early the next morning. He had no idea that this simple errand would change his life forever. When David arrived at the battlefield, he heard the roar of Goliath's voice across the valley. He saw grown men, soldiers, trembling, and something inside him rose up. "Who is this man who defies the armies of the living God?" David asked. The soldiers laughed. "You're just a boy. You don't understand. That's Goliath. No one can defeat him." But David's faith was unshakable. "The Lord who rescued me from lions and bears will rescue me from this Philistine." Word reached King Saul about the young boy who was willing to fight. Saul looked at him in disbelief. "You cannot go against him. You are only a youth. He has been a warrior since his youth." David answered, "Your servant has killed both lions and bears. When they came for my father's sheep, I went after them. The same God who gave me victory then will give me victory now." Saul was moved by David's faith. He placed his royal armor on him, the helmet, the breastplate, the sword. But David could hardly move. "I cannot go with these," he said. "I am not used to them." So he took them off. He picked up his shepherd's staff, chose 5 smooth stones from a stream, and placed them in his sling bag. Then he walked toward the valley, alone. Goliath saw the boy walking toward him and laughed. "Am I a dog that you come to me with sticks? Come here, and I'll feed your flesh to the birds." But David shouted back, "You come to me with a sword, a spear, and a javelin. But I come to you in the name of the Lord Almighty. Today the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel." The soldiers froze. The wind fell silent. Even the birds seemed to stop mid-flight. David reached into his bag, pulled out 1 smooth stone, and placed it in his sling. He spun it once, twice, 3 times, and let it fly. The stone cut through the air with a whistle and struck Goliath squarely in the forehead. The giant staggered, his eyes wide with shock. Then he fell forward, face down, with a thunderous crash. The mighty Goliath was dead. The Philistines froze in fear. The Israelites roared with joy and rushed after them, chasing them out of the valley. King Saul and his army could not believe their eyes. The boy who came to bring bread had brought victory instead. From that day forward, David was no longer just a shepherd. He was a hero, chosen by God for greatness. He would later become Israel's greatest king, the man after God's own heart. The story of David and Goliath is more than an ancient tale. It's a story for you and me. We all face giants, problems that seem too big, too strong, too impossible. Your Goliath might be fear, failure, poverty, rejection, or doubt. But like David, you don't need armor. You just need faith. When everyone else saw a giant too big to fight, David saw a target too big to miss. He knew that God was bigger than any giant standing before him. So when you stand in your own valley, remember, you are not alone. The same God who gave David victory will fight for you too. You may be small in the eyes of the world, but with faith, courage, and a willing heart, you can slay any giant. If this story touched your heart, remember its lesson. Faith can turn the smallest person into the mightiest warrior. Please like the video and subscribe for more powerful Bible stories and inspiration.